Today we are talking about ombudsmen. Many of us have had a family member or a relative who has stayed at a long-term care facility, but we had no idea that our local ombudsmen are available to help seniors when issues arise within those facilities. I'm Shannon Quigley, and this is Placer Protect Presents. Today I'm joined by two of our local ombudsmen who have helped over 700 seniors and their family members in the past year. Ron Carrera and Sumeet Ray, thank you for joining us today. Can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'll start. I started out, I retired and I started out doing volunteer work, and I started in 2017 volunteering as a ombudsman. And the reason I did that is I have a compassion for the elderly, not because I'm one, but because I just worked with elderly after I retired. And so I took that position, and then in 2019, I became a regional ombudsman, which is a paid position. And I came from law enforcement. I was 38 years in law enforcement, retired as a police captain. And so that helped me in this job also.
And Sumeet, how about you?
So no law enforcement background, so I can't compete with Ron. But my background, I started off as a medical assistant for 7 years. I worked in a wide variety of practices, from GI to urgent care to primary care. I just graduated from Sac State from the gerontology department. So I did have a background for, for working with elders, as well as more of the education side as well. I stumbled upon the opportunity late of 2019, and then I applied. I took my chances and I got in. But I can say it's been a great opportunity as an ombudsman. I think it's definitely empowered more advocacy for our seniors in long-term care, as well as seniors in our community. With that background, I've been able to apply it now in my education. Now I'm a student at McGeorge School of Law, so I'm very fortunate for the opportunity.
I know you guys are both very passionate about what you do, but can you tell us a little bit about what an ombudsman does?
Yeah, so the role of the ombudsman, we are resident driven and we are resident directed. So generally we deal with day-to-day concerns in the facility, so such as long-term care facilities, such as skilled assisted living, as well as boarding care. We oversee, making sure the facilities are not violating residents' rights. We prevent physical, verbal, and mental, as well as financial abuse in long-term care facilities, prevent poor quality of care, dietary concerns, medical therapy, rehabilitation, as well as Medicare, Medi-Cal benefits issues, improper transfers and discharges, which we have been seeing lately during this pandemic, as well as the inappropriate use of chemical and physical restraints.
Wow.
Yeah, and another thing that we do, which is used quite a bit, is advanced healthcare directives. And we do that whenever they request them. We just have to determine that the resident is cognizant of what we're talking about and what's in the document. And what happens with that is we meet with them one-on-one, no family, no staff, just the ombudsman and the person, to make sure that what they're going to sign is accurate and they understand it. Another thing that we do is we deal with families, and I can tell you this from experience. My mother was in an advanced healthcare, or I'm sorry, was in a skilled nursing facility, and I had no clue what it was all about. This was in 1990, and I wish I would have known what I know now. And that's our job also, is to help educate the families so that they understand what this is all about.
Yes, absolutely. I can speak from my own personal experience that once you have a family member in that facility, it can seem kind of overwhelming as to what the procedures are or what you do next. With regards to local jurisdiction, what areas do you guys cover?
I can, excuse me, I cover Carmichael and Sacramento. I have 16 skilled nursing facilities, 16 assisted living facilities, and about 70 plus board and care homes.
Wow, and Samit?
And I oversee a portion of Placer County as well, a portion of Sacramento County. I do oversee 10 skilled nursing facilities as well as 15 assisted living facilities and 80 plus boarding cares.
So if someone in Sacramento County or Placer County is concerned about a loved one who is staying at a long-term care facility, what should they do to try to contact the ombudsman?
So in a long-term care facility, they have our posters of the ombudsman posters as well as our contact information inside the facility. But I know due to the pandemic, there's been limited visitations. So facilities are now posting our posters in front of the building with our contact, and pretty much it's just a smaller version of the large posters inside the facility that family members can contact us.
So once a family member reaches out to you and you receive a report of sorts, what do you do?
Go ahead, Ron.
Ron?
Okay. Well, what we do is we look at this as a case and see what the issues are. And then what we do is we contact the resident to find out, first of all, if they're their own responsible party. And what that means is that they have capacity. Because a lot of people in skilled nursing facilities have dementia, and they really don't understand a lot. If they have it, then we work with the resident to investigate the case and come up with a solution that's acceptable to them. If not, if there's a family member or someone is the responsible party outside, then we'll contact that person and work through them.
Okay. So once you start speaking to a family or a senior about an issue within a particular facility, are you required to disclose the issue to the facility or law enforcement? How does that confidentiality work?
Well, generally that goes with consent. Once we get either, like I said, with the pandemic, it has, we've been able to adapt both ways. So either we get a verbal consent over the phone from either the resident or the legal power of attorney, if the resident is unable to make decisions, or we do get a written signed consent from the resident and pretty much giving us direction on how to proceed either with the facility or further as far as law enforcement.
Yeah, and what I do is when I have a criminal case, I ask, first of all, for consent to do the investigation, and second of all, consent to forward that case to law enforcement. And in fact, I did one today, and the resident said, yes, I wanted to go.
Yeah, I know, unfortunately, we've had a few criminal cases that have occurred in long-term care facilities, and it has been really helpful to be able to work with both of you to kind of make sure that there's an advocate for the victim or for the senior, so that we are getting all of the information that we need on those criminal cases. Mm-hmm. But Ron and Samit, if someone is really passionate about senior care and working with seniors, can they volunteer as an ombudsman?
Of course. We do offer volunteer opportunities to become an ombudsman. They can definitely contact our office. There is an application process that they will have to go through. And then our volunteer coordinator will look over it and pretty much interview the individual. And then they'll go and start the training. There is, it is a quite rigorous training, but it's definitely an open opportunity for individuals from the community.
Right. And then, there's people that see us out in the field, and it's pretty good because right across our back is a big word ombudsman. So, so that's pretty good, especially in the warmer weather when we don't have jackets on. So, and they can, or people, families, they appreciate what's done and they want to be part of it. So we take it ourselves too. We can help.
Well, you guys get to help so many seniors and their family while they're trying to navigate those facilities and what steps to take. And I know it can be really overwhelming for a lot of those seniors. So I want to thank you both for what you do, because I think you help seniors and family members who are in need of help. So thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that you are willing to talk about what an ombudsman is and that you are available to help any of our seniors in need.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
I'm driving down an empty freeway, no waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind